Hello, and thank you for joining me. We're going to do a very quick overview of Data Monitoring Solutions solar monitoring system. We're going to go through the back end and the front end display. First, we're going to log into the back end portal. And you'll see the very first screen we come to is the dashboard. And the dashboard basically gives you an instant glance overview of everything going on with all of your clients that have installations and are currently being monitored. So I see up here I've got two inverters that are in alert status, and we'll look at those in a second. This is just a quick reference menu. Then going across here, this is basically a cumulative output for all of the systems. So this is the real-time kilowatt output at this moment, 331.5 kilowatts. This is the cumulative for today, this week, this month, this year, and the lifetime. You'll also see a savings down here. We are calculating that through an API that pulls the local electricity rate based on zip code or latitude and longitude. Next, quick little system overview. We got 11 total systems. 9 of them are healthy and 2 are in attention, and those are going to be related to these 2 inverters up here. This is system status. We got 11 total systems. All 11 are active. Scroll down here. This is the quick system list here, and so we're seeing right now all of the different of the 11 systems. We have 2 Northwest Construction systems. We have 2 Prime 11 Steakhouse, 1 Ballard's Furniture, and then we have 6 Superstore Warehouse systems. Now you'll see I skipped over the bold. That's because those are what we call SMOs, Solar Monitoring Overviews. So Prime 11 Steakhouse and Superstore Warehouse each have multiple systems, and so we're able to actually compile those systems into an overview that we can go and look at all of them cumulatively, or we can look at them individually, and we can even look at each of the inverters individually, and we'll show you that here in a few minutes. So let's start with up here, Northwest Construction. Northwest Construction is kind of a subcontractor client of Acme Solar Integration, and they have 2 different installations, RDI Shipping and Green Valley Robotics. You'll see here that there's actually a custom domain name for each of these. All of our systems come with a custom domain name as well. So what this does is this allows them to share this with media, use for press releases, post on their website, and give this domain to different business relationships to be able to monitor and see what kind of results they're getting from their solar system. Now we'll move down to Prime 11 Steakhouse. This is the one where I was saying there's 2 systems inside here, and I'm going to collapse that. I'm going to collapse this one, and so we can kind of see these are the main clients right here. So there are actually only 4 different clients with 11 total systems, 2 solar monitoring overviews. I'm going to move now and switch screens and go over to the master monitor. The systems list is really kind of repetitive of this, but it allows you to search and look at a couple other things that are not noted on here. So let's click over the master monitor. This is where you'll spend most of your time. This is where most of the information is given. And you'll see the top part is very similar, virtually identical. And then when we scroll down here to the actual list, now you're seeing a little bit different view. We're starting to see the health, we're seeing weather, and then we're seeing all of the different breakdown for each one of the systems. Then what I can also do, and I'm going to go to one with multiple inverters. So Ballard's Furniture has 2 different data feeds, 2 different inverters. I'm going to open that up. I can see that this is a data logger. It's an AquaSuite Model 201, and it has 2 inverters connected to it. And then each of these inverters are producing, and then these are the outputs for each of those inverters. This is the cumulative for the data logger, which is also the cumulative for that entire system. And then I'm going to come down here to the Superstore overview. Expand this out, and I'm going to go to store 72, which has 6 inverters in it, and then we're going to go look at reports for this one. So this has 6 inverters, kind of same thing we were talking about. This shows all of the different values for each of the inverters. I'm going to jump into reports now for this specific store. Okay, so this is a report for today. So this is the output so far for today. And you can see weather along every single call. Every 15 minutes we're pulling in new data, and it's just moving along very nicely. Here, you'll probably see, let's see, broken clouds there, few clouds there. So you'll see small weather changes are going to affect that instant output at that particular time. But then if we switch over to a production view, you'll see it's a nice sweeping production up. So this is really a very healthy, beautiful system. I'm going to switch over to inverter level view and load in all 6 of those inverters and just take a look and see if they're all performing at the same level. Okay, so now all the inverters have loaded in, and you see these are all the inverters down here. This is still the main feed. I'm going to go ahead and hide the main feed and bring all the inverters up. And you can see there's small little differences between the feeds. Depends on the panels that are connected to those, but for the most part, this is exactly what you want a system to look like. This is a very healthy and beautiful system. Yep, this is exactly what you want it to look like. I'm going to scroll down here to show you, this is just some basic stats of the system. For today, 18 records, 0 of them have alerts. Total hours of output have been 4 hours and 30 minutes since it started actually producing electricity. And then here, these are all of the data feed records that we've collected from the data logger. And you can see again, started at 6:45 this morning, and then we've just been moving along every 15 minutes to gather each one of these records. We maintain these records for 10 years. So we have all 15-minute intervals for 10 years, allows us to go back in and pull up all kinds of different data. Even in the report here, I can come in and I can look at, let's go look at last month and see what it looks like. This is last month's right here for all the inverters. It looks beautiful and clean. This is exactly what you want to see throughout the month. I'm sure if we looked at these different days, we'd see weather that changed. And then I can go into any one of these if I wanted to drill down, and I can click on it to open up that specific day as well. So this is that specific day, February 21st. All the inverters, everything again looks beautiful. Here's production for the day. This is a extremely healthy and beautiful system. All right, I'm going to jump back over to the master monitor. Let's open this up and look at these 2 alerts. All right, this first alert is the Prime 11 Steakhouse West, and it has not received data since March 20th. This one is a Superstore Warehouse store number 23, which is receiving data, but there's no power output. And that has been going on for 26 days, this one for 5 days. Now, the system has sent notifications to the client about these problems, and they are in the process of getting them fixed. I don't have a report as to what exactly these problems are. Sometimes it's as simple as rebooting a modem. Other times they have to go and replace a panel, or they have to replace a card inside the inverter. It's very seldom that there's actual hardware problems. A lot of times it's just a communication problem. So I'm sure these will be resolved shortly. Once they're resolved, these automatically correct themselves and these alerts will go away. Alright, so I'm going to come down here. We're going to go and look at the front end now. And then we'll come back and I'm going to show you the editing portion of the front end. So I'm going to use, let's use Ballard's Furniture as our example. So I'm going to go over here and click on this icon that says display, and you'll see the domain ballardssolar.com. And so this pulls up their front end display. And pretty simple, you'll see animated gauges, you'll see animated dials. We include a 3D rendering of every installation. We'll see the time, location, weather up here. We see right here the solar education. This is something that can be turned on off if you want it on your monitors or not. And this is basically an interactive video series that talks about the sun, the earth, electricity, and solar energy. Energy facts. These are simply a slideshow that goes through and shows different energy facts that relate to solar and the earth and sunshine. The system specs. This shows what this entire system is, all the different panels, the type of logger, the type of inverters. Down here These are all different environmental offsets, showing you how much this system has offset for CO2, for gasoline, light bulbs, trees, coal, and recycled waste. Now down here you can see the different logos and stuff. These are all completely controllable on the back end, so you can use them for placing small ads. You can use them for co-branding different products. You can really use this for anything. You can allow your clients to use them for anything as well. Okay, we're going to jump back over and we're going to go to the Ballard's Furniture System Editor. This is where we make all modifications to anything to do with the system. Inside here is all the system information. And here you can put system notes in. You can add reminders for maintenance or any other item you might be doing with the system. Next, this is the logger and inverter information. And then next is the display settings. I'm not going to go into any detail here. I'm just going to quickly show you that all of the information on the front end that you saw, all the colors, all the logos, everything is controllable and customizable from the back end here. It really allows us to make sure you and your clients are getting a system that is fully branded for your needs. It represents your colors, it represents who you are. Another feature we have is you can add advertising or info slides. Ballard's Furniture actually has them on there. Let's see, we have it set for idle for 30 seconds. I'm going to change that idle for 5 seconds. Save that. Then I'm going to go back over to the front end here. I'm going to reload the page. I'm not going to touch the mouse. And let's see what happens after 5 seconds. Okay, so here we have the advertisements sliding in. But you can have this custom branded to anything you want. If you want to have advertisements, if you want to just convey information, if you want to talk about different events going on, you can use that for anything you want. Okay, that kind of concludes everything for this quick demonstration. We'll be doing a more formal video here in a couple weeks, and we'll make that available to you as well. I hope this gives you a brief insight of the capabilities of the system, and if you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you.